Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and really any placement you might have. Or if you were just drawn to the title of this video, then there's a message in here for you, and cross watchers are also welcome. I'm going to read to you guys a little bit from my moon diary. There's a lot going on. This is your new moon in Cancer reading. Remember, we're having 2 new moons in Cancer this year, so it makes it kind of special. There's also a lot of energy, a lot of intensity going on around us. And astrologically, we've just been through a lunar eclipse. This reading covers the new moon in Cancer, the solar eclipse, and also the summer solstice. So there's a lot of information swirling around out there about those events, but I am going to read you this introduction, which I thought was just beautiful and poignant. So the next generation is initiated and nurtured by the waters of the mother. Earth marries heaven as the triumphant sun of the summer solstice draws the waters within the body of nature to their height. The green world is a fountain of water, which in the heat of the summer sun pumps out gallons of the stuff by transpiration. The fountain of life brings to birth the juicy fruit and seed, which carry information from the past into the potential of the future. All right, so this is a juicy sort of time for us. So Aries, let's jump into this reading. If you guys like any of the decks that I'm using, I do have them linked down below in the description box, so you can check those out. And let's jump into this. Spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and our ascended masters are invited to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear. Messages for my Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Oh, you get the Hierophant. Some of you guys have Taurus in your chart. Might be dealing with a Taurus or commitment, a marriage. Okay, Aries, some of you guys are dealing with the loss of a loved one. Some of you guys, this is a divorce or the end of a relationship or a job or a career or something along those lines. Your overall energy is the Knight of Wands. This is your energy. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. In particular, the Knight of Wands represents that Scorpio and that Sagittarius time period. So you might want to look back and see what you were doing November, December of 2019. Or this may speak to everything that's going to come to fruition around that time for you. Now, the Knight of Wands for me is beautiful energy. The Knight of Wands is passion, it's fire, it's drive. It's sort of like minor arcana version of the Fool energy, in the sense that it's somebody who wants to start anew. They're coming out with it. They're not afraid of who they are to show it to anyone. And this sense of like flamboyance and excitement. But when this is in reverse, it's telling me that, there wasn't maybe enough planning, or somebody didn't have the maturity or the foresight to see or maneuver around some of the obstacles and challenges that may have arisen or might arise. So it's also really a warning here to not be too impulsive, okay, at this time or regarding this situation. All right, Aries, you guys are coming out as the Hierophant. The Hierophant is doctrine. Hierophant is spirituality. It can be higher education. It can be church. It can be temple, organized religion. It can be marriage. It can also be contracts. So for some of you guys, you might be spiritual leaders yourselves. Some of you guys, this might be regarding a marriage or a union that you have. It can be a verbal or nonverbal contract. It could have to do with departing, making some sort of departure from something that you feel like has become really dogmatic, okay? And you're like, why do I believe that? Is that really what I believe? Because I don't act that way, or what have you, things like that. Now, what's blocking you is we do have the 10 of Swords. For some of you guys, I feel like you may have lost a loved one here, and there's sadness and sorrow here that needs to be healed, because we can see this person has been, you know, they've come to a violent end, and their soul is ascending and moving on. This, you know, Spirit does want me to say, you know, what I love about this is, look, Aries, this is you. All of these bubbles represent that energy around you. So for some of you, this is somebody who's passed on, and they want you to know that they're okay, that they're with you, that they love you. All right. And some of you, you know, this Hierophant, again, it can represent church, it can represent temple. So I do feel like some of you might have attended a funeral lately. Some of you might have gotten those feels, you know, knowing, you know, that, you know, when you get those little flickers of light, or you see bubbles, or you see feathers, that, you know, they're contacting you, they're telling you that they're with you. I don't feel sad though. Okay, so it's like the energy that I'm getting from whoever this might be, they're not sad. They're not, they know that you are. Okay, but they're okay. That's what they're transmitting. They're saying, hey, you know, I'm okay. This, you know, everything's going to be fine. I'm always with you. I will always love you. So whether this was a parent or a friend or a loved one or a spouse or something along those lines. For some of you, it doesn't represent somebody who's passed on. It does represent, whoops, and we have the dog barking. Sorry. And dogs, you know, historically, at least in the Mesoamerican tradition, also announce when spirits pass on or pass on to the other side. But for some of you, it's betrayal, okay? And it doesn't mean that somebody, it doesn't mean that somebody has passed on or is passing on. So I don't want you guys to jump to any conclusions if it doesn't resonate with you. But this Ten of Swords is also a betrayal that some of you might be dealing with that you need to heal from, okay? And that the situation is over, and Spirit saying it's time to move forward. The intentions that you need to set, Queen of Swords energy, she is gorgeous in this deck. Again, look at this, look at the bubbles, look at the snow around this person, around you, Aries. This is your guidance, this is Spirit, this is your celestial choir, this is your team, this is your passed on loved one, this is your ancestors. These are your spirit guides, all surrounding you and guiding you at this time. I mean, this is, for me, this is incredible, because some of you, I think, have been feeling like that, but you haven't been trusting it. Well, this is your confirmation here. And look here too. I mean, I know this is a mermaid deck, but I mean, look here too. Bubbles everywhere. I mean, it's so obvious here, Aries, that, you know, what you've been feeling, you are guided, you are surrounded, you are loved, you are protected. The intentions that you need to set, this Queen of Swords energy, you know, she's been through a lot. She's been through a lot of heartache. She's been through, maybe it's betrayal, maybe experienced, you know, a divorce, a separation, the loss of a loved one. But she's got her sword firmly in the ground. She's aligned and she's standing up straight. She's receiving the messages that she's meant to. Her energy is balanced, okay? And she's also, her loyalty, this is her loyalty, like this is recognition of how loyal to this person or to this situation that you are or that you were, and that's really commendable. But it's really important here that you don't get stuck in the shadow energy. So that doesn't mean you can't grieve, and it doesn't mean, and grieve can be the loss of a loved one, but it also, when we go through breakups, we go through grief as well. When we lose somebody's presence in our life, or we lose a job, or we lose an aspect of our identity. It can be something as simple as also, you know, having children and grieving the loss of your single life, you know. So it's like, so it can come in a lot of different forms, and Spirit's really urging me to repeat to you guys that you need to take this how it resonates. There's a lot of stories, there's a lot of storylines going on here. Stand in your truth, stand in your authenticity. Don't get sucked into the emotional side too much, okay? So it's not ignore your emotions, it's not pretend that it didn't happen, it's not, you know, and it's not feel them either, but it's really being clear, balanced, aligned, setting your intentions, be loyal to yourself and what you need at this time. Now, information that you need to know, we have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands in reverse, well, in general, reversed or upright represents Saturn and Leo, but really any Aries, Leo, Sag energy. The Five of Wands for me is a card of healthy competition. It can be, oftentimes it's like what one needs in order to evolve, like either in their career or to hone their skills. You know, if everything were really easy, then we would just sort of plateau. And this is that healthy competition that really pushes us and drives us to be better. And so it's talking about, you know, the ups and the downs of life, the good and the bad that really are helping us evolve, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. With this in reverse, I love it because it takes us back to the second happiest card in the deck, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is celebration. Again, for some of you, this might represent a funeral, or it might represent a passing of a loved one, and Spirit's saying you need to know that this person wants you to celebrate life, to celebrate their life. They don't want you to be sad. They don't want you to be heartbroken. Yes, I mean, they know that you are, but they want this to be a celebration. For others of you, this is all about a marriage, okay? And the Four of Wands is also another contract. Some of you guys, this means marriage. It could be the breakup of a marriage if that's something that resonates with you. But for others of you, you know, there's something here, there's an ending that was a karmic completion. And that ending is going to take you to your happily ever after, to union with someone or something that is more suited to you. Now, if it doesn't speak to you in a romantic sense, it could be that masculine and that those feminine energies being united within you to create this balance and this perfect alignment, which is going to set you on the path to receiving the joy, the happiness, the bliss, the abundance that you deserve. Now, the final outcome here, we get the Page of Swords. Again, I just love the bubbles here, being surrounded by, you know, by your team and being supported and divinely guided. And so trust, you know, the signs and the synchronicities that you're receiving at this time. The Page of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. The Page of Swords is a card of starting is a card of being really, really prepared, you know. So we have the Page and we have the Knight of Wands, okay? The Page of Swords, you know, and I read this as the Page of Wands, not the Knight of Wands, but that's okay. The Page of Swords is really, really prepared. They're somebody who is probably younger than they look, or maybe they're older than they act. But there's somebody who is starting a new journey, education, communication. But there's something here that's a little bit clouded. Okay, when this is in reverse, it kind of gives me an energy of spying, of staying on the sidelines. It's an energy of somebody watching you, but it's not in the way that it's not in the way that, like when somebody is observing your behavior, that they're learning from it. It has a little bit more of a negative connotation. So again, take this how it resonates. If it's your energy, okay, is this you? Are you feeling a little bit confused? Are you having difficulty? You know, have you gotten yourself into a situation, or are you putting yourself into a situation where you haven't planned enough, even though you are really excited about it, but there were some details that you're lacking or that you're missing? Have you put yourself in a situation where you're going to need rescuing by somebody with more experience? This Queen of Swords energy, she has the experience. So Spirit's saying here, you really need to do your research here, or you need to give it time, that you're in that right emotional space to be grounded and to use your maturity and your life experience and your education to be able to access that, okay? So you don't get in a position where, you know, you need rescuing, okay? Or where, you know, you get yourself in a lot of hot water. All right, so what I'm going to do now, Aries, I'm going to pull an energy oracle cards for you for additional messages for my Aries. Okay, door to romance. For some of you, yeah, this is about union. This is about marriage. This is about a love relationship. Okay, or somebody that you loved very much. Then you get the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. This is interesting because the second chakra is known as the sacral chakra, and this is about your creativity. This is also about intimacy. There could also have been like a very, very strong sexual or passionate connection between the two of you. All right. All right, Magician in the Mirror, this is you being able to manifest, okay? So for some of you guys, if you're able to heal and close out this cycle, this 10 of Swords energy, and if you're able to close out this cycle, there's a really good opportunity here for you to attract something that's just going to be so awesome and so beautiful. But Spirit, with this Page of Swords in reverse, is telling me, but you need to be properly prepared here. Okay, you have the ability to manifest, but again, careful what you wish for, and careful that there aren't any self-fulfilling prophecies. So if you're focusing on the negative, if you're focusing on what you don't have, if you're focusing on the possibility of, I'm never going to find love again, I'll never get another job, I'll never meet anybody like this, I'll never, have this person in my life again, okay, or anybody that fills this void for me, well, then that's what you're going to attract, okay? And so Spirit's saying be very, very careful because you're a very powerful manifester, Aries. All right, look at that lovely door to personal healing and happiness. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Archangel Raphael, our protector. Okay, all of these bubbles protecting you, guiding you, but heart chakra, heart healing. Oh, you guys, I know this hasn't been easy. Whatever this might be, whatever loss you experience, whatever ending that you went through, okay, it's going to be different for you, for all of you. Okay, it's going to be different for all of you, but I know it hasn't been easy. But Spirit's saying, with this 33 coming out this door to romance, look at this. We have 6, 33 breaking down to 6, 34, 7, 53, 8, 36, 9. You guys are on the right path. You're doing the right thing. Okay, just trust your intuition. Trust the guidance that you're receiving. Things will look up. 33 is the master number. Normally we don't break those down, but the master number 33 is really talking about teaching, and that life is our greatest teacher, and that you will be able to pass this knowledge on once you get through this sort of difficult little period, okay? All right, so then you get Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. Yeah, you should, because for those of you, this is a passed on loved one. Their message to you is, I'm always here. I love you. For some of you, it could have been a child. For some of you, it could have been a parent, okay? But it could be somebody that you created something with, a business partner. It could be a spouse. It could be a friend, but you guys had this really beautiful home or world that you guys lived in together that is just gorgeous. And I'm getting there's a message here, close your eyes. When you close your eyes, I'm there. You will feel me around you like I haven't left you. Now, for others of you, this is about getting over a breakup or the loss of a job. And, Spirit's saying the importance of you are this Empress energy. You can create and attract and manifest whatever it is you want, you need. You do need to heal properly first, okay, and dissolve those blocks. But when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling confused, for all of you, go out in nature, okay? All right, and then you get Wise One, grow within your current situation. Yeah, because this Queen of Swords energy is a lot of this Wise One energy. She's about learning from her experiences and going through those tough times. I mean, she's been through a lot and she's survived, but when she's in the upright, she's not anchored in those negative experiences. They're not defining her. Okay, and this wisdom is something, this is all part of your spiritual journey and your path, because here we see these generations, you are going to take what you learned and you're going to be able to pass it down for the betterment of your lineage, of the people that come in contact with you. This is Earth School. Okay, and some of you guys are going to become great spiritual leaders if you aren't already. Wow, Aries, okay. At first I was like, okay, I don't know about this reading, but it's really powerful energy, you guys, really powerful. Okay. Yeah, Maya, look at this, generations. Some of you guys, this is about ancestry, but some of you guys, again, this is a lot passed on loved one that you are related to by blood. I'm getting a grandparent as well, somebody that might have raised you. Maya, grandmother, ocean, primordial. Look at that. Look at that. This is what you're learning now, is what is the wisdom that you are going to pass down. So I want you to recognize the importance of where you are in this journey, Aries. Okay, and for some of you, this is an older person. This is somebody who raised you. This is someone who taught you, okay, a lot of what you know. All right, and then you get the magic of the Coelen Druid. Caution, secrecy, and wary. Yeah, you know, with this Page of Swords, there is an element of like spying, or there's an element of secrecy. You know, but it's interesting because this energy, you guys might have had some secrets between each other, and that might also be why it's so difficult for you to, you know, with the passing of this person or the passing of this relationship, right? It's not going to be death for everybody, okay, or that somebody is crossed over. But the magic of the Coelen Druid is like, I feel like this person showed you things that nobody else had, okay, like magical things. So for example, like a grandmother that taught you about fairies, or taught you about gnomes, or taught you about herbalism or aromatherapy, or even just traditions like how to heal yourself using stuff around the house or in the kitchen, you know, really things like that. Others, you guys, this was like your secret relationship. For some of you, if it's not relating to death or somebody passing over, this might have been a relationship that you weren't, that there maybe it was taboo, okay, and so you weren't able to tell your friends and your family about it. Maybe you're from a society where it wasn't accepted, your relationship, whatever that might mean for you. And so like this is also making this grieving process really difficult, because whether or not this person has passed on, or the relationship has ended, or whatever this was that you were doing, maybe it was a job that you were doing, you know, for some of you it very well could be something you were doing for money that you weren't, you know, ready and willing to open up to your friends and family about, which is fine, but it was your little secret. But having to go through this this cycle of closure and not really being able to express this to other people, I think the way that you would like to, or, you know, having to keep certain secrets is making it a little bit more difficult for you. Just information about the Coelen Druid. This is about, you know, mermaids who come onto land and them having this special red cloak that allows them to go back into the sea. If I'm not mistaken, it's a red cloak. And, you know, if anybody finds out that secret, they find out where their weakness is. All right, so again, there's some sort of secret here. You know, and Spirit may be telling you too, it's also important to keep this close to your, you know, keep your cards close to your chest. I am getting something else. Some of you might be, you know, might be going through a divorce, or you might be going through a separation, or maybe the end of a job or something, or maybe even the passing of a spouse, and you might have somebody lined up. But it's Spirit saying it's the right person, but you might not want to talk about it yet, okay? Lots of, I mean, Aries, I'm getting a lot of messages here for you guys. All right, and then you get the Mirror. Know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person mirrored you. You felt like it was your other half. I'm really getting here, you know, with the Five of Wands in reverse to the Four of Wands, that's 1111. Some of you guys might be seeing this number. If this is a passed on loved one, when you see 1111, they're telling me that's them. Okay, that's one way they're going to be communicating with you. All right, the Mirror, I just see 1111. I see lovers. I also see, you know, like flowers may have been important to this person. Or you may, something interesting with flowers might have happened. This morning I was in deep meditation, and a flower vase that I have full of flowers just boom fell on the floor, like no reason at all, right? So like anything weird like that is the message I'm getting, something having to do here with flowers. You know, and here we have these pink flowers as well. Pink flowers might have been a part of the funeral, or maybe even a part of your wedding. You know, there's a lot. Look at that. Look. We have pink flowers here. We have pink flowers here. And we have pink flowers here. For some of you, this holds special significance. Really, really special significance. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and I'm going to be pulling from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This is by Alberto Villoldo, Colette Baron Reed, and Marcela Lobos. The Ancient Ones. I told you, ancestry. Ancestry, you guys. For some of you guys, you know, this is going to, you are journeying, and you are really going through past lives, and you're connecting with your ancestry. Wow. All right, I cannot wait to see what this says. The Ancient Ones are the shamans of old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. I'm sorry. I'm just like, for some of you guys, this is a passed on loved one. It really is. Okay, for others of you, you are studying shamanism. And what is a shaman? A shaman is someone who walks between two worlds, between life and death. The Ancient Ones once walked the earth like us, in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. The Ancient Ones are inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for Earth. Go ahead, find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. Yeah, you do. And that's what all these bubbles around you are. You know, and for those of you where this isn't resonating as the ending of, you know, a relationship or a loved one passing on, but again, it's separation from some sort of doctrine, moving on with a different sort of spiritual plan or path. This is you. You know, you might have come from like a conservative belief system, and now you're doing shamanism and journeying and energy healing and, you know, reading cards and that sort of thing. And it's sort of this coming out process, right? But you're getting really in touch. Some of you might be finding out that one of your ancestors, or, you know, a grandparent or a great-great-grandparent was also into the same stuff. All right, that's really magical when that happens, because that's something that happened to me. This is in my lineage, and that's powerful. It's powerful information that really helps you forge forward on your journey. So Aries, I hope this wasn't too confusing for you guys. There were a lot of messages that came through. I hope you guys know how much I love you, how much I support you. Please don't forget to check out, if you like any of the decks, down below in the description box. I have them linked. Also, I have your Mercury retrograde readings up, so check those out. And I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.